My mom has never let me accept food from anyone outside our family. I just found out the horrifying reason why. Birthday parties, school lunches, holiday gatherings, sleepovers, the answer was always the same. You eat what I pack for you, nothing else, ever. I thought she was paranoid, controlling, embarrassing. Every kid at school traded snacks and shared cookies. I sat alone with my labeled containers eating food nobody wanted to swap for. When I was 12, I snuck a brownie at a friend's house. Mom found out somehow. She didn't yell. She just went pale and locked herself in her room for 3 hours. I could hear her crying through the door. I stopped sneaking food after that. Not because I understood, because the guilt of making her cry was worse than any brownie. I'm 23 now. Last week I went home to help mom clean out the attic. Dad passed 2 years ago. She's finally ready to sort through old boxes. We worked in silence mostly. Then I found a box labeled before. Inside were baby clothes, 2 sets of everything, pink and purple, matching onesies, matching blankets, matching hospital bracelets, 2 of them. Mom, why are there 2 bracelets? She stopped moving. Her back was to me. I could see her shoulders start to shake. There's something I should have told you a long time ago. We went downstairs. She made tea with trembling hands. Then she told me everything. You had a twin sister. Her name was Sophie. The words didn't make sense. I'm an only child. I've always been an only child. She died when you were both 14 months old. Mom pulled out a photo from her pocket, worn at the edges. 2 babies in matching dresses. Identical faces. One was me. One was someone I'd never known existed. We were at a neighbor's barbecue. Mrs. Patterson from down the street. She was holding Sophie, feeding her little pieces of potato salad to keep her calm. I was chasing you across the lawn. I didn't see. Her voice cracked. Sophie was allergic to eggs. Severely allergic. We didn't know yet. She was so young. We hadn't introduced eggs. The doctor said we should wait until 18 months. She wiped her eyes. The potato salad had mayonnaise. Within minutes, her throat closed. She stopped breathing in Mrs. Patterson's arms. The ambulance came, but it was too late. She was gone before they reached the hospital. I stared at the photo. My sister, my twin, a person who shared my face and my birthday and my parents. Gone before I could remember her. I blamed myself for years. I should have been watching. I should have told everyone about the allergy testing we were waiting for. I should have brought our own food. She took my hands. Then your test came back. Same allergy, exact same severity. And I realized I could lose you the same way. One bite of the wrong thing from someone who didn't know. She squeezed my fingers. I couldn't tell you about Sophie because I couldn't talk about her without falling apart. And I couldn't explain the food rule without explaining Sophie. So I just became the crazy, controlling mother who wouldn't let her daughter eat birthday cake. The brownie, I whispered. When I was 12. It had eggs in it. I found the wrapper in your bag. Chocolate brownie mix uses eggs. You're lucky you didn't react. Some people with your allergy can tolerate baked eggs. Some can't. I didn't know which one you were, and I was terrified to find out. All those years of embarrassment. All those years of thinking she was irrational. She'd been quietly protecting me from the thing that killed my sister. Carrying that grief alone so I wouldn't have to carry it with her. Why didn't you just tell me I had an allergy? Because you would have asked why we were so careful, and I would have had to tell you about Sophie. And telling you about Sophie meant admitting that I failed her. That I let a stranger feed my baby something that killed her. She broke down completely. I thought if I could just keep you safe, if I could just control everything, maybe I could make up for what happened to her. Maybe I could prove I was a good mother after all. I held her while she cried. 22 years of hidden grief pouring out in my childhood kitchen. You didn't fail her, Mom. You didn't know. I should have known. I was her mother. You were a mother with a 14-month-old baby who hadn't been tested yet. That's not failure. That's just terrible luck. We sat together until the sun went down. She told me stories about Sophie. The way she laughed. The way she grabbed my hand in her sleep. The way she always reached for Mom's necklace during feeding time. I learned about my sister 16 years after I should have. But I finally understood my mother. She wasn't controlling. She was haunted. Every packed lunch was an act of love. Every refused party invitation was a prayer. Every time she said no to food from strangers, she was saying, I already lost one daughter. I won't lose another. I got officially tested last month. I do have the allergy. Severe. One accidental exposure could be life-threatening. Now I carry an EpiPen everywhere. I read every label. I ask about ingredients at restaurants. The same things my mother did for 23 years without ever telling me why. I visit Sophie's grave every month now. Mom and I go together. We bring flowers and talk to her about everything she missed. Last time I brought a photo of me at graduation. I propped it against her headstone. This was supposed to be both of us. I told her, I'll live enough for 2.